It says repeated continuing harassment, sections 354, 354A, 354D that have been invoked. This is the first categorical indictment of the former Wrestling Federation of India chief Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, a BJP minister. Was stationed at the Jantar Mantar himself. When I visited Jantar Mantar, it was quite peculiar for me to find out that the wrestlers and the athletes were actually protesting at Jantar Mantar, and walking distance was Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh's house, and I'm sure he wasn't really over there. Chargesheet details accounts of 15 witnesses who corroborate allegations. Varkis, Brij Bhushan molested, stalked, and is liable to be prosecuted and punished. This coming from the Delhi police. How big of a development is this?
It's a huge development, and of course Indian Express has also set out the series of charges that would be invoked against him, invoking sections 506, which is criminal intimidation, 354, outrageous modesty of a woman, 354A, sexual harassment, 354D, stalking. The charge sheet dated on June 13 has also flagged that in one case, Singh's harassment was repeated and continuing. In two of the 6 cases, Singh has been booked under sections 354, 354A and 354D, while 4 cases were under sections 354 and 354A. Now, these carry a prison term of up to 5 years, is what these charges in fact put out to. Meanwhile, the wrestlers have said in the same article, as you were reading, and I'm looking at the same article from the Indian Express, the wrestlers have flagged the same charges before the oversight panel, but no action was taken.
Again, how important again to note that the wrestlers had flagged the same charges, on which the Delhi police has now, it seems, has taken some sort of action, but the oversight panel took no action at all.
The 6-member committee led by former boxing world champion Mary Kom was set up on January 23rd in the wake of the first protest in January.
And essentially, this particular committee by Mary Kom was unable to take action. To now what the Delhi police has taken action. But then again, the Delhi police had also faced its own set of criticism about how it went about in this case. Many people had alleged a botched up probe and investigation in this particular case. They did not do the investigation, carried out the investigation thoroughly. That's another pressure that was put on the Delhi police. So maybe that's why Delhi police has taken some sort of action. Why call Mary Kom out, who's already fought for the country, got us those, awesome medals as well. Why put all the blame on that committee, that oversight panel, when the Delhi police itself, the police itself couldn't take action? Why are we hoping and expecting an oversight panel to take action?
Well, also there is the contents of the probe committee's report was mentioned in toto in Delhi police charge sheet and have been submitted as an annexure. During the deposition, one wrestler complained that Singh touched her stomach and chest 3 to 4 times and continued to comment on her breathing pattern. Well, I'm not going more further into it because there are very horrible manner in which some of the wrestlers have alleged the kind of treatment that they were meted with. So I'm not just reading up.
Wrestler 2's allegation says, I was lying down on the mat and the accused, to my shock and surprise, without seeking my permission, pulled up my t-shirt, placed his hand on my breast and slid it down my stomach on the pretext of checking my breathing. Wow. Those are some stark and stern allegations. This at the Federation office. Witnesses' accounts, which is the brother and the husband, says she appeared to be visibly upset when she came out of the office. On that day, she did not tell him, who's the brother, anything about the incident, but later on came to know about the incident with the complainant after the FIR was registered. 2 to 3 unknown persons came to him, who was the husband, and threatened them with dire consequences and asked them to keep away from locking horns with Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh. Now, wrestler 3's allegations, ladies and gentlemen. He made me talk to my parents on the phone. The accused, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, called me towards his bed. He tried to hug me forcefully without my permission. He tried to bribe me by offering to buy me supplements which I may require as an athlete in exchange for sexual favors. Now, the witnesses' accounts, which is the mother and 3 wrestlers, the mother says that the mother corroborated the allegations pertaining to the victim narrating the incident to her upon returning from the event. She also corroborated the allegation of repeated calls made by the accused Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh after the return of the victim from Kazakhstan. The witnesses also say that she supported the version of the complainant regarding the narration of incident to her by the victim. Wrestler 4's allegation, ladies and gentlemen, says Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh pulled up my t-shirt and slid his hand down my stomach and put his hand on my navel on the pretext of checking my breathing. What do you make out of these allegations? Wrestler 6's allegations. On the pretext of getting a picture clicked with me, he pulled me towards him by my shoulder to protect myself. I tried moving away from the accused. He said, "ज़्यादा smart बन रही है क्या? आगे कोई competition नहीं खेलना क्या तूने? Acting too smart. You don't want to be considered for tournaments in the future now, do you?" Those are the kind of allegations that have now been put out. If this is what the wrestlers were saying from day one, I mean, then maybe you can raise an eyebrow on the oversight panel for not taking any kind of action.
Well, that is quite surprising. That's why I couldn't go further reading into it because, I mean, this is really shocking. If you have such accusations coming in, and if there is no action being taken, it just says that some committees are
What
dead.
next for Brij Bhushan, Varghese? What next for Brij Bhushan here? Because from day one, people have been saying, why is he still on that office? Why is he still, maintaining the post that he does? Why is he still? He's come out before this. He's come out in a show of strength, and he said that he's going to fight the elections.
In this country, of course, unless the court says you're convicted, you're just an accused. So right now he's an accused, and the due process of law seems to be on its track right now, especially though it's been a little delayed because it happened only after the attention was there because of the wrestlers' protest. But right now, the allegations that are coming in and what the report in fact shows, and this huge report coming in the Indian Express also, it just shows that there is a process of law taking place right at the moment. So Brij Bhushan will be treated as an accused in this. He will have to fight it out in the court to prove his innocence, of course. These are allegations. And these are allegations that have been made by a series of wrestlers.
So but there is categorical indictment now as well for Brij Bhushan.
There is.
Ladies and gentlemen, those who are watching this stream right now, please get down in the comment sections. Help us understand what side of the divide do you stand on. What's happening with Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh? Is it late? Is justice delayed? Justice denied? Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, of course, will get a chance when he's tried in court to put forth his viewpoint. But the fact that the oversight panel could not take any sort of action, the Delhi police earlier could not take any sort of action, and if these allegations are proved in court, then I mean one really has to call out the government of the day for how long it stuck on with Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh as well. He still continues to hold that kind of sway.
See, it would have been the process should have been very simple, that the person who was facing all these allegations would have to clear his name. So he would have said that, he need not resign, but at least the functions of the WFI could have been handed over to a committee, and then say that I have to face these allegations that are put against me. I'll fight it legally. Cleared his name, and then would have come to head the federation. That should have been the norm, and that is the norm in many places. If there are allegations, you step down, investigation takes place, due process of law takes place, and then if you're convicted or you are exonerated of those charges that have been put against you, and then you continue with your life. Right now, the situation is such that these people have to come on the streets, and then you have the politics behind it, and then the questions being raised on the investigation pattern, and after all that, you have this coming up. So right now, I think
there is a little bit of a rot in the system. Otherwise, you wouldn't see a legendary PT Usha also going up against the athletes. I mean, of course, it was a misunderstanding. It was later clarified, but these kind of situations, Mary Kom being pitted against these athletes. PT Usha, our legendary athletes being pitted against each other, just really horrible to see, and not really heartwarming at all. Trust you me. Allegation from wrestler 1 says, I was out for dinner in the hotel restaurant. The accused, Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, called me to his dinner table, placed his hand on my breast, groped me, and then slid his hand down to my stomach repeatedly for 3-4 times in the WFI office. He started touching me inappropriately on my palm, knee, thighs without my consent. He puts his hand on my chest and slid it down to my stomach on the pretext of checking my breathing. So there is a pattern here. On the pretext of breathing is, allegedly all these actions have been carried out. So Brij Bhushan molested, stalked, and is liable to be prosecuted. This is what the Delhi police says. Repeated continuing harassment, sections 354, 354A, 354D, that Varghese spoke about before. And the charge sheet details accounts of 15 witnesses who corroborate those allegations. We just read out 6 of those allegations. And again, one must take note of the fact that the wrestlers flagged the same again and again before this particular categorical indictment of the former WFI chief, but no action was taken. That is something that is supposed to be noted. What's the road looking like next for Brij Bhushan? Of course, we're looking at 2024 elections, and everything and anything that happens under the sun
it's going to be a long
under the
legal
political
battle for
lens.
both the people who waged the allegations and, of course, the person who's facing the allegations. But it took such a long time, Kabir, to even get to this.